It's in the middle of the page, a little bit from the small lines, the middle of the small lines. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21 lines, 20 lines on the top. No, Gemara. Boy over. Rova asked, if the woman tells the husband, here's 100 Jews, the Kaddish ani lechoma, and I'll marry you, what's the law? I just want to mention, when I was a young boy, a man, I don't know, boy, I was maybe 18 years old or something, I don't know, whatever, I was 17. I went with my father to one of his rabbis, Rabbi Chaim Zimmerman. A Goyen Agodu. The fathers call him the Goyen. Nukola was a big Goyen. Anyhow, so we went to him and he brought us a tshuva, Afka Soichel. I actually would love to find it. I would love to find and print it. That they asked the Bes Yosef, what is he learning in the yeshiva? So Rabbi Zimmerman took that story to show us the greatness of the Bes Yosef, to understand who's the Bes Yosef. So he said, I'm learning Kiddushin of Zayin, Midin Orev, Midin Evet Knaini, Midin Shneim, and Odom Choshu. And he wrote down in Midin Orev, there's 3 major opinions, Evet Knaini is another 3, and Midin Shneim is another 4, and Odom Choshu, and he says, well, if you combine them all together, comes out 500 and something options, and we chose out of those options what's the best option is the 3, and out of those 3 we decided that this one is true and that's not law. 3, 4 lines, tshuva. Thinking.
That's your 3 options of thinking?
No, he says if you do, you know, the concept in calculation. When it doubles itself, goes to big numbers. How to say paribua? Say paribua.
Exponential.
No,
exponential.
No. Exponential. Exponential. That's the right word. So he made a cheshbon out of Orev, Evet Knaini, Midin Shneim, and Odom Choshu. It turned out to 500 and something options. It's slow in thinking. Yes. Therefore, he came out of that. He says, out of those amount of options, we decided the best option is this, those 3. Those 3 out of 3, this one is the right one, and it chose the right one. It says, this is what we learned today, that's not law. So he said, what the decision learned in one day in the yeshiva, he says, it will take us someone to calculate this a month or so. Talmid Chacham. Are we learning Orev Evet Knaini, Midin Shneim? We're learning it for how long? We're learning for 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We didn't even touch on exactly. This is important. He showed us the greatness of the Bes Yosef. Somebody's speaking on the microphone. You know how to handle it. What are you saying? What? I only hear somebody speak. I don't know what he's saying. Okay. Yes.
Explain most of it. 16 possibilities here.
All right, that was another story, right? Keep going, anyhow. Rova asked, if the woman gives money to the husband, he says, I'll marry you. What's the law? Marzutra b'shmei apoper said mekudeshes. Omar marzutra b'shmei apoper said mekudeshes. Omar leRavashi lemarzutra im ken avle lechosim shesh lemachayim. Niknim lechosim shesh shein lemachayim. Ravashi understood when she gives the money to the woman, to the husband, and she says, I'll marry you, means she wants to marry herself above the money. Agav. You have the kina agav. I say I'm selling you land, and above the land, I'm selling you my shoes, my metalton. Agav. So agav the money that she's giving him, she's basically giving herself. How's it possible? Here she is more important than the money. By land, if you have land, you can above the land, you can do movable things. You cannot sell movable things and above movable things land. We learn opposite. Assets which have no responsibility is movable things. Nickname they can be acquired even with assets have responsibility. Movable things can be above land, above responsible. Not responsible because it's less. There's no chazok, but not opposite. But not you cannot buy land above movable things. So how can you buy a woman above money? Yes.
The more expensive money.
Well, I'm showing that category.
You can get double again. Only in one case, in this case. Nataki Amaru.
Very strange the Havamina.
You put them.
The Havamina was that she's giving money, and with the money she acquires herself. What's the Havamina if she acquired herself above the money? She's the one who's giving money. Has to be he acquired her.
Stop.
She gives the money, and and when he acquires the money, the husband acquires the money. Above that, he acquires her. Aga. The Gemara says, "How could she be mikudeshes?" It comes out to be assets with no responsibility, which is his money, being acquired nikrim with the nechosim shelem achayus. Sorry. It is assets which have responsibility, which is the body of the woman. She says odom, which is similar to karka. Niknim, they have been acquired with assets with no responsibility, which is the money. So he acquired her above what he acquired the money. Yeah, and having is a hard having. That's such having. And Moses is not possible. Or Malay, so. Marzuto, in the name of Rav Pope, answered him, no. Mi savres, the omrole agav, would you think, do you think that she told them, acquire me agav? No. He was dealing with an important person. The Bahia know the Kamekabel Matonomino, without pleasure that she received a gift from her. No. The Bahia know the Kamekabel, without pleasure that he received a gift from her, she get a pleasure from that. Gomer, she conclude, and she acquires herself. Yes. She was willing to give herself away.
But that's no message.
Gomer conclude, she acquires to him her soul. Right. Okay, then they understand what it is. So 1 second, let's go over what he says. This is the piece of the Gemara. What do we got? What do we got here? Rove had a suffix. If the woman gives the money to the husband and says, I want to marry you with this, Rove had a suffix, she's Mekudeshes or not. So the Gemara in the Be'agavamina wrote down Rav Pop and Mazuta, but Rav Pop is Mekudeshes, and Rav Ashi understood it means Agav, that he acquires her. The husband acquires her above the money. He says, in the same token that I acquire the money, above that I acquire you, the woman. That doesn't work. Because above man you can acquire money, but not above money you can acquire man. Like above land you can acquire movable things. Not above movable things you can acquire land. It's a principle. They learn from Psuki.
That is Kirush. Yes,
It's a logic. We learn from Psuki. What?
we learned before in another sugya that Natan I Amaru Mekudeshet. because the Kenyan
Only Natnahi Vamaru, but he has to go back and give her something.
Amaku,
No, it's a suffix. It's a suffix. But Odom Choshuv, if she gives and he speaks, because he's giving her pleasure. That's a maskana. So I don't know it's giving her pleasure. Okay. So I want to go in. What does it mean? Odom Choshuv gives pleasure. There's a machlokes rishonim here. Who gives who and what and how she gives. So Rashi said, I'm going to read Rashi. Very important Rashi. Very strange Rashi. Let's see what Rashi says. Odom Choshuv askina. What important person we're dealing with. She'ein orogi mekabel matones. He's not accustomed to receive gifts. Important person we're dealing with, he's not accustomed to receive gifts. He's not accustomed. She'ein oragil, he's not accustomed, he's not regular to receive gifts. What? No, that's what he's saying. Important person gives gifts all the time, wouldn't do the kiddushim. Only an important person that is not accustomed to receive gift. So then, only then, let's see the next Rashi. Without pleasure. Shetirtza zoish, that this woman will be willing. Loses puto to give a puto. Lo'odom to a man. If I say she will be willing to give a puto, the small amount of money that will appease this important person. To receive from her a gift. No, what she defines us, what she received from the husband. She gave him what he gave her. So since it's a man that is not custom, not regular, to receive gifts, and she would have to pay someone to appease him, she'll be willing to give someone to pay him to puta, to send a shliach to appease him. She will be giving a puta to a man to appease him. So which means to appease him to receive as a price tag of a puta. The kabbalah to receive a gift. So that's what she gave. So that's what she received. She received by him agreeing to receive the money from her, it's worth money because she had to pay someone. She'd be willing to pay someone to appease him. So the fact that he agreed, he saved her. Saving, go to a star, you save. You buy one, you get two. You save your money. She saved, but not him receiving the money. He saved her to put that she'd be willing to pay someone a puta to appease me to receive. So I receive without no puta. That's what he gained a puta. She's mekudesh with that. It's very strange. It's a side thing. Why she talks about agreement, her receiving? Why didn't say that the fact that Adam Choshev enjoyed the money he gave her? Not enjoyment, he did a will. He enjoys by doing a will. That itself it's enjoyment, like we say. Yes. Very strange, Rashi. As well, yes. Yes. Why Rashi had to come out? This is a big shiling. Yeah. No, Rashi didn't say Ben Torah. But could be a Ben Torah. Could be a Ben Torah. Right. But who doesn't give gift? One who knows the verse. Avshloim HaMelech says what? Soine matonois yichye. One who hates gift will stay alive, right? My father, bless his memory, used to say that the Yerushalayim say they read it with a rhyme. Soine matonois yichye. Can you live without the gifts? Okay, but really, soine matonois means you cannot live. You can't give. You can't live because you owe people money. You owe people your life. This guy, you got so many gifts. You owe your life to people. You can't live. Yes. Because if somebody did good to you, a
gift is good. I mean,
a gift is a korasatoy. Guy did you a favor, he gave you a gift. The gift is a kind of obligation.
Yeah.
Time.
Otherwise, why Soilers Matam Sichya? Why one who hates gifts will live?
This is the hashpah in its heart.
Not Ashpah, Midos, okay, whatever you call it. Whatever it is, that emotional state that you connect to people and you owe people, because they give you a gift, it will be a bother to your freedom of your life. Okay. I can't hear. 1 second.
I heard something.
And we heard a couple of times before, but I couldn't figure what they say.
Oh, it's,
Who is it speaking there?
okay. Anybody have something to say? You can repeat it. Oh, okay.
Mechila, it's on my cell phone.
Ah, it's connected to your telephone?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize.
Okay. So no worries.
Mechila.
So that's question, not a question. Because
Yes.
the Gemara never said.
¿Puedes conectarte?
Just said that she was offering. So you say
¿Puedes
he
conectarte?
should be married with that he received. He never received it. It only is
No, he did receive.
doesn't say, will be the Gemara, doesn't say he received it. So she said she's offering an offer that he should.
No.
They never said he
With that pleasure that can kabel matomine, pleasure that he accept a gift from her, she concludes and acquires.
I mean,
No, that's a maskona. That's a maskona. Ocho bodom choshuv askin in the words. Ocho bodom choshuv askinan. Here we dealing with an important person. The Bahia know without pleasure, the kamekabel matonim, you know that he accepts a gift from her. Gomo mekan nafsho, she concludes she acquires herself to him, a soul to him. Yes. So Rashi says accepting. The Rambam, I love the papers. I give her the papers, but I don't have papers. Fuck it. Yeah, Shikafara. You guys have the papers?
You see Rashi's against the Gemara?
No, Rashi fits the words, the literal words of the Gemara, but it doesn't fit the logic. Let's see the Rambam. The Rambam,
Why does it fit the?
because why Rashi's talking about him agreeing to. I will show you the language of the Rambam, and you choose what's the best one. The Rambam says like this. 1 second. Let's read the Rambam, then you're going to tell me. Let's go back. Rashi and Rambam. Rambam says, Omron Loi, she told him. I'm reading Rambam. It's in the papers. It's the first page. Mispar Echad. Rambam Perekei Milchosh Ishu Saloch Chav Beis. Rambam says, second line. Omron Loi, she told him. Olecho dino, here for you a dino. Bezeh matone, it's in a gift. Ve'eskadash lechon, I'll marry. Ve'locho, he took it. Ve'omar lo, and he told her, Areh mekudeshesli, you will marry me, ba'anozu, with a pleasure. This pleasure, which pleasure? Shekibalti mimech matono, that I accepted from you a gift. Listen carefully. Im odom choshuvu, if it's an important person, Reizu mekudeshes, she mekudeshes. Why? Porque? Here the Rambam spends a whole day to explain this. Sha'ano yeshlo, pleasure she has, from the fact that he is enjoying from her. Uba'ano zu, with this pleasure, tiknat samalo, she acquired herself to him. The Rambam puts all of it together with this. You see, if you look at the first 2 lines, the Rambam says, take 100 zuz, a gift, and marry yourself to Ploini.
That's who's she talking?
That's an answer. Dina with Knain. Iskachi le Ploini, the key choice of Ploini. V'omar avilash ba'ano zu apolach bignoli, which is anos orei. Arei mekudesh ezah bignoli. Okay. So the Rambam puts Evet Knain and then Adam Choshev before he puts a din Shnei. Then according to the Rambam, what is the pleasure of Adam Choshev? It's not like Rashi, very clear, not like Rashi. Rashi says the pleasure is that my agreement. I agree to accept. I'm not a person which are custom or regular to accept gift. And you would want to spend money to convince me, to appease me, Lefias, a pruta, Lefias, to appease me to agree, so that I agree that it's worth a pruta.
He said to her that she understands it herself. That's
She got the pleasure.
Right? But according to the Rambam, nothing to do with that. It's not the pleasure of him agreeing. He has to come on also the Choshu. Choshu is not regular to accept gift. Very strange.
She got pleasure.
As Rashi first of all has a nukimta, which of the Choshu is not regular to accept gifts.
maybe it's all out of Hashuk.
That's not what Rashi says. We ask Rashi. Rashi got it from. Where Rashi got it from? Rashi defines. You know he's defined an important person? She'eno, that doesn't regular covenant doesn't to receive gift. That's not true. Remember that people, you have cases now that he only accepts gifts. One second. According to Rashi, Adam Choshu is a person that is not regular to accept gift and his agreement to give gift is worth it. According to the Rambam, Choshu is the woman enjoys that an important person enjoys she gave. So, yes, right. So why here we need? So there's a couple of tirutzim. The Magen Mishnah says because there's a loss of money. We saw the Magen Mishnah that says when there's a loss of money, you have to overcome the loss of money. No, I'm talking about the lumdison. So the answer is since there's the loss of money, you need to overcome your own. Okay, there are many tirutzim. What? Because in order for it to be worth for her to lose money and still said, I lose money and I get pleasure. I'm going to answer you. When you see a museum, you see an attraction. When you're traveling, I said, what's worth it? You spend 20 shekels for the pleasure. That this and that. You understand? So if it's not worth it, and you paid and your wife pushes you, and that's how the kids push you, you don't feel satisfied. So in order to be enjoying, has to be that it's worth for you the loss. So that and worth of loss, you need Adam Choshu. Adam Choshu to overcome that pleasure, to the loss in order to be pleasure. Yes. Yes. So no, so he said the fact that I accept, so according to Rashi, the loss is what? That I decide to agree to accept. Normally I will get a pruta for it. Now I decide to accept to lose that pruta, that's a loss, according to Rashi. So that's why I don't have to come into it Knaim. Because the husband is losing by agreeing. Right. So he answers the fact that according to Rashi, that he agreed he lost the pruta. According to the Rambam, the fact that he enjoyed and he went against his custom is also a loss. Because normally he will receive a pruta. She will give him a pruta for that. No.
No, the gift is the one of the touch. The gift is like.
Maybe it's a chag, you're right. That's what the Avnei says. Avnei says that the Kabbalah is the Chisoron. That's what he said. Okay. Gavriel, I thought his name is Nagamli.
You have to take the gift.
Where's the eye? Where's the Chisoron? The eye? Oh, show me the Chisoron. Good. So where's it? So you did something against your will as a loss. Agreeing to receive against your will, it's a loss. A loss of your will. A loss of your will. A loss of your emotions. A loss of your beginning of emotions. All your words. I'm not. Okay. My struggle was, since people pay for that, so true, she doesn't pay him, she'll pay somebody else. She can't pay him, who'll pay him? So he will accept. If you can pay him directly, she can pay him directly, a porter to agree. So surely, if you accept the whole gift, you don't have to give him a porter to agree. So he has to be somebody else in the middle guy. But in concept, that agreement is worth the porter, the fact that she needs to pay someone a porter to do so. That pa'ula, that action of appeasing him and her agreeing, it's a pa'ula of agreement. That pa'ula is worth the porter. You can price tag it as a porter. That's a chisaron. Pa'ula is worth a porter.
Who? To him or to her?
The one who agrees.
It's a value to him or to her?
To her. To him. To him is a value of porter. It's a pa'ula that is a price tag of porter. What's the proof? Because she would pay someone a porter to appease him. So the appeasement has a price tag of porter. Although she cannot give directly, because Adam Choshev doesn't accept porter directly to be appeased. Otherwise, she will talk to him direct. She cannot do. She needs a side person to do so. Side person will move himself to appease him unless he gets paid for that pa'ula. So him agree. So the fact that he agrees as a price tag, that pa'ula of him agreeing from a lekabel, agreeing to receive, it's as a price tag of a portal. That's the chisaron. That's shut down. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something else. I'm saying now, why my question on the table is very simple. Why was she at the jump to the side thing of agreeing to accept, then talk about the essence? The fact this person enjoyed my money, Bibi, Trump, Rosh Yeshiva, who knows what, the Godel Ador, Yenuka, idea, Rabbi Hirsch, whatever it is, big Talmid Chacham, or a big politician, biggest, how do you call it, sport guy, or movie guy, play guy. Whatever the people are, it's important.
הבן זה רבה.
The Bills are Rebbe. The Bills are Rebbe accepted the money. Okay. So now the Bills are Rebbe. He accepted that money. So then what? He agreed to accept. So you have to talk about what he agreed to accept or what he enjoyed. I gave him money and he acquired it, means he agreed. Not agreed. He's going to have pleasure for my money. That's my enjoyment. Like the Rambam. Why Rashi had to jump onto the side thing?
But it's more like the Rashi.
I'll tell you more of that. Let's say enough Kamina. Let's say there's a guy, very important person, that he loves gifts. You know, he loves gifts. He's an important person in the eyes of the people of the world. Like Bibi Netanyahu, he loves gifts. That's what I've all the case. No. Not it. It's an important person, but he's accustomed to accept gift. You give him a gift, he's happy to accept. So now, a guy like that is an important person, and he's happy to accept gift. According to Rashi, there's no Dam Choshev here. But according to the Rambam, it's something in essence, an important person that I value, or the world values. And when he enjoys, I'm happy that he enjoys with me, that I feel he has a connection with that feelings, that now he owes me, although he's regular to do that, but it's still a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be married.
If it's already.
I'm asking a question. I'm representing a kasha, which the next day or two we're gonna try to solve it. Then what?
He works for art. Why is that to be important to you?
Uh,
Answer something that-
This question that you're asking is really, I think, the key to answer the second question. And I would say on one foot, Yoshua, you're not going to the trip? To the beach? What? Okay. Why not go? Enjoy. It's important to enjoy. And one of the reasons the yeshiva does it is not for the sake only of to enjoy and as personal relaxation, it's also as a group. Because when you know each other as a group, it's easier for you to stay on Torah in a group that you're accustomed and you relate to. Okay, good. Those are the two goals. Okay? Anyhow, let's go back here. One second. Yes, I read that one. Yes.
Here, what he said, what Avenue says is a chasser of other chasher.
But I'm not talking about choser. I'm talking about the enjoyment. The enjoyment, Rashi says, the askomo lekabel is a pu'ul of Shabbat Pruto. And the Rambam's talking about the anor of them choshu. That's her anor. When he enjoys, that's my enjoyment. Not the act of agreeing to accept. It's a whole different world. It's a side spin-off. It's not the essence. Why Rashi didn't follow the Rambam? And why Rambam didn't say Rashi? What's the machlokes? What's really the depths here? What's going on? So it really depends on the question you said. Very good. Which was how I define ano? Define ano. So there's a machlokes Ramban and Rashba. It's printed in the papers. Printed here. We have to learn it inside. Page. I want people to prepare this one. The machlokes Rambam, Rabbeinu Hananel, Ramban against the Ramban against the Rabbeinu Hananel and Rambam. It's brought down here in page 3. And the Rashba brings it down and the Ritva brings it down. What's the argument about? Can I define Anor only as money or also as Chalipin? Chalipin, yes. Chalipin works with a kli, with a vessel. So the Rabbeinu Hananel says, Odom Choshu works as you can translate as money as kesef, king and kesef. So king and kesef works for kiddushin, king and kesef to sell land, but movable things you cannot buy with money with kesef. The rice with the rabbonon, or it's only with the rabbonon. It doesn't work with kesef because Shema Yomu Nisefu Chitecha Balia. Why kesef doesn't work? Because we're afraid if the buyer gives the seller money and the seller didn't give him the object yet without Mashiach, and the money and the fire will happen in the seller's house, he won't exert himself to save it. Because he got paid for it already. It's not a responsibility. So that's why we say the transaction doesn't work until he pulls it physically, until the buyer pulls the object physically. So because of this rule, anyhow, the halacha is that money doesn't acquire movable things. So, but acquires by through chalipin, with exchange. So, Rabbeinu Hananel says, by Odom Choshuv, I can transfer the pleasure of Odom Choshuv to money if I need the money. Like by Kiddushin. Kiddushin, you cannot marry a woman with chalipin, only with money. Or shtar or bia. But by kaka, I can sell with money. So the choshuv would work by land, would work by that I know that I consider as money, work by land and work by kiddushin. What about by moving things that I need to chalipin? Rabbeinu Hananel says I transfer the pleasure to chalipin. So the Ramban attacks. I know. That I know, the pleasure chalipin, right? But in kaka or metantin, by momon, let's say I tell you an example. You have, and I want to buy a cow. One second, you have a cow, and now she said like this to me. Here's 100 zoos, and I'm an important, the buyer is an important person. He received 100 zoos. And by him receiving those zoos, you, the seller, has the enjoyment of me receiving. And you sell me the cow with that pleasure I gave you. You cannot buy it with money. You have to pull it or halipin. So Rabbi Hanan says it turns to halipin. And the Ramban attacks, not true, I know it's not halipin, it's kesef. And the Rashba says, no, it is halipin. That back and forth here, how do I define I know? This is really the key piece of what's going on in the sugi. What is the definition of Adam Choshu? What that pleasure, how do I define the pleasure of Adam Choshu? So there is this Chidush Reb Shimon Shkop and Shmuel here. But forget about them. We learn inside the Rashba. In the Ritva, there's enough words in the Rashba clearly to understand what he says. To work on it, to understand what he says. I'll explain it tomorrow, well, Bezrat Hashem, and explain also Rashi and Rambam, the Siyata Nishmaya, the essence of what is the definition of Ano. Now, I'll tell you on one foot, just as a promo in a movie, they give you, they told me it's called an icon, a promo. The promo, what's a promo? The promo is, Anor is like Shve Kesef Kekesef, or Anor is something else. Anor is just to create Gilihus Das. So it's a Machloikis showing we have to do it well. I think that's a Machloikis here. We have to see the words. With this, we'll explain the whole sugi. There's a Ktsois here, there's a Nesivas here. We have to work on Bezrat Hashem. And there's more to work on. Yes, with help of Hashem. It's printed here in page 3. What? I did start. I did Rashi and Rambam. Tomorrow, we read the Rashi and Rambam today. And in order to solve what's the argument, we're going to see the Rashba. And by the words of the Rashba, I think we're going to be revealed, Rashba and Ritva, reveal here the secrets of the understanding what's going on here. Rabbi Hanania ben Akash, I don't know if we have people. We don't have people. We went to the trip. Rabbi Hanania ben Akash.
Before I listened to the telephone, I came today for a special reason. The thing changed.
Okay.
What I want. I gotta go home to something.
Okay, Shav Koyach.
I stayed up with my brother, had an operation last night.
What operation?
My rabbits, an operation last night.
What operation?
I had to take
You
out.
want to pull me this, please?
Which this one?
Yes. Thank you.
There's a part in her body that had, that had cancer originally, and they took it out. Now they had to take more flesh out that they had to check because they had. And then there's another part of her body, and then they have to examine it. And it was there till it came home last night at 1 o'clock. I'm emotional. And I came because I went through this thing, and the guy told me to come, and now he told me the secretary's not there. And I came up just because I wanted to time the thing was right away.
What's the chance of her recovering from all this?
Well, first, it depends if there's something, if they see a problem in the thing.
There'll be no problem.
That's when Rutgers said no problem.
Look at the foot.
Right.
I just saw an announcement that in Israel that they found a new solution for cancer. Yesterday I saw it.
Oh, I heard
Over the news.
people tell me there's a medicine that they
A
take.
new medicine that bypass all that. You don't need all this. What is it? Pizza derech, breaking news. So, you want to have it?
Where's the classic history?
What?
Really, where's the history? Want to watch? No, I want to watch.
There really slows it.
But
Blood. What up? Watch not food.
Yeah. Acho que era. What's the mic, sir? Can I go in?
Tell me. They give me a card, I take my card home.
Sure. Yo. Huh?
I like to still like that. Because I have a shidduch with myself today. No, you can get you in the field. Nice place. Oh, word, that's I'm too fat. I don't want to see it. I don't you can go to the short together. I shall feel this is start to be lazy. Have a good time, man. 30 is really 25. You can go. I'm gonna remember when I'm reaching famous and president of the job, I'm gonna remember you said it was remind you, you'd be like, oh, this is president. You do this for me. I'll be like, you remember that time when you told me all? And I was like, 32 years old. Oh, you feel that you're old. I don't feel old. You feel crazy one time. No, I can't. Impossible, physically impossible. I have a mission from God. You know what mission is?
Listen, God created the beats. What? What do you say?
You guys are all going, I'll be happy. I'll be dancing in the streets, man.
But the point is, cut. What's the difference?
You guys are my family. It's better that I have time away from you. When I get away from you, then I come back and I'm like, family again. I'm with you all the time. It's like, Shlomo again. Shlomo again. You prefer him again.
Yeah.
I heard that. We're about to see right now. Second, checking the boys. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. No.
I even have more. It's such a high level. Today, overconfidence.
Okay, I never went there. And this one.
Yes. I think she wants to that's the reason
So show now the answer. So I saw a reason.
yeah, that's
Here.
good. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure, so you can do
I'm
it.
not the expert, not the truth. What's that? Thank you.
It's not okay.
Thank you.
It's not okay.